everybody, it's Kathy Champion and welcome back to my craft room. If any of you happen to see the video that went up earlier today, and it's Saturday, no I'm sorry, it's Friday, it feels like a Saturday because my husband's been home today, then you will know, if you watched any of that video, that there was a hiccup in the middle. I do not know what happened, but a special shout out and thank you to Margie Ryan for letting me know. I just found out about it a moment ago, and I went and took the video down because the last thing I want is for my regulars to go on there and spend your time watching a video that I put up only to run into problems. That is not my intention. So the only thing that I can explain that happened was my software program was acting a little wonky last night, and I don't know what happened. I really don't. But anyway, we're going to redo that card. So I took that video completely down, so that particular card will not be there because I don't have that card now. I actually put that card in the mail right after I made it, so the recipient will be getting it. So we're going to do another one with some other colors, and I think this one's going to turn out just as beautiful because it's the fold of this card that makes it so special. And as I told you in the earlier video, Donna Satterley was the one that sent me the video that Lisa Weiss did. And I'm going to try to link that video down below this so you can look at what she did as well as what I'm doing. I basically did not watch her video all the way to the end, and I hate to admit it, but I didn't. I stay very busy because I don't think anyone truly realizes what it takes to put up a video. There's a lot of preparing, getting your products together, deciding what paper you're going to use, making sure you have all your tools nearby so that you can grab it and kind of keep going with the flow. But nevertheless, once I get the video done, there's a lot that goes on after that with the pulling everything together into the editing software, all of the beginning, the little ditty that comes on before my video, all that has to be built, and it's built each time that I do the video. So I have to pull everything together, then I have to sit and watch the entire video all the way through, making any corrections that need to be made. If I get a phone call, I have to cut out the ringing of my phone, and when I pause, I have to put transitions in and transitions over to the next scene. Anyway, long story short, it's a lot of work, but I do love it, and I do enjoy bringing y'all videos. So here we go. The first thing that I'm going to do, and now that I've made this card, a couple times, I should be able to go through this one rather fast. You're going to need 4 strips of paper, and this time I used the yellow. I used this pretty yellow in the last one, but I had this piece left over and I stamped some daisies on it, so I'm going to use that on a card front pretty soon. But I thought this time I would go with a darker background, so I grabbed this navy, and we're going to need 4 pieces that are 3 inches this way by 6 inches this way. So I need to cut 2 more pieces off of this piece, and I had a little scrap of that laying over to the side, so I went ahead and cut that. So I'm just going to take this to 3, and I'm going to slice that up, and I'm going to cut one more at 3, and slice that. And now I'm going to put this back in my trimmer, and I will bring it to 6, cut that off. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one, bring it over to 6, and slice. So now we have our 4 pieces. So now we need to get our scoreboard because we need to score. And because I do have several places I have to score, I'm going to actually pull out my big old scoreboard that I haven't used in quite a while, for the reason that when I'm doing a card, I just do it on my my Stampin' Up! Trimmer, because this has this wonderful little blade in the light gray, and this is your scoring blade. It's a round scoring blade, and it's so easy to score a card on here. So I have not pulled out my scoreboard in quite a while. So we're going to get the scoreboard, and on the 6-inch side we are going to score at 1.5, and let me grab one of my stylus. Which one do I want? How about this one? We're going to score at 1.5 and 4.5. So I'm going to do all of these in that orientation, and then we'll come back and we will score on the 3-inch side. So 1.5, 4.5, 1.5, making sure I'm getting that on the half. Okay, 1.5 and 4.5. And again, last piece, 1.5 and 4.5. Okay, so now we're going to turn these this way, and I'm going to lay them right here, and I'm going to put it up in here. We're going to score this at 1.5, just to that first score mark. So let me zoom you in and pull my scoreboard down so you can see what I'm doing. So see this line right here? This is that score line. So we're just going to go 1.5, and I'm just going to go to that score mark. We'll turn it around and do the same thing on the other side. So, alright, so this one's done, and now let's move on to the next one. For the sake of the video and the timing, I am going to pause you, and I'm going to get these scored, and then we'll come right back. Alright, we're back, and I have all of these pieces done, and I think you can see my score marks. Like I said, they were very easy to do. Now, we're not going to fold on this score mark. This is only here to serve one purpose. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn 2 of these in landscape orientation and 2 in portrait orientation. And what I'm going to do, so that we can keep straight what pieces go where, and this is a very simple technique, so please don't feel intimidated by this card. It's not hard to make at all. If I can find a pencil. I must have took my other pencil in there. What we're going to do is we're going to have A, B, C, and D. So just put a little A, a B, a C, and a D. Now, I'm going to move the A and B over to the side because we need to concentrate on these 2. These are the 2 that we're going to have to put adhesive on. So on the C, we're going to put adhesive on the 2 top corners, and on the D, the adhesive is going to go on the 2 bottom corners. So that makes it really easy if you lay them out like this, and you see exactly where your adhesive needs to go. So, with that being said, we're going to grab some score tape, and we're going to go ahead and put our adhesive down. And I am going to use a combination of tape and art glitter glue. But I'm going to put the tape on first, and what you want to do is you want to run about 3 pieces. You do not want it to overlap your score line. I am going to use my snips to snip this rather than tearing it, because I want to keep my edges as clean and neat as I possibly can. So I'm going to do one side, and then when I come back, I'm going to go ahead and I'll have the rest of them stuck down, and then we'll proceed from there. But all you're going to do is just put your tape just like this, 3 pieces on each place that you drew the X. So I'm going to finish putting the tape down, and then we will meet right back here. Okay, we are back, and as you can see, this is my C piece, and I have my adhesives up on these top corners, and you can see those corners because it's where you scored, so it makes it really easy to see those. So what we're going to do now, before we take the backer off of these, we are going to crease these down really well. I want to get these score lines really tight, and also this tape, I want to burnish it down too. And when you're doing these, try to make sure that your card comes together nice and even, because this is going to be crucial in the folding of your card, because this card is all about folding. So when you are bringing these pieces together, you want them to meet up, but you don't want them to actually hang. So see, that's looking pretty good. And I'm going to crease and crease and crease. And then I'm going to turn it around this way, and I'm going to crease, crease, crease. Just like that. That one looks good. So now let's do this one. We're going to crease it and crease it. And then we're going to turn it this way, and we're going to crease it again. And you really want to work that tape down so that when you do pull this tape up, and it doesn't matter if your tape doesn't meet evenly, the main thing you want to meet evenly is this, the fold where it comes together at. Okay. So that looks like it's going to bend real well. So that's what you want. So now we're going to do the same thing with A and B. We're just going to fold those over, fold them both ways, back and forth, burnish them down, get a nice good crease on them because this is going to be crucial for our card. Now you're probably wondering, why did we do the marks up here on A and B when you don't have to put the adhesive on? This is going to make it so easy to line these up because you can line your squares square to square, just like that. And that's what's going to cause your card to fold the way it's supposed to. So they were needed on all 4 pieces. Now some people say you can just draw a line there, but I went by Lisa Weiss's directions, and I found that doing the score line was really a neat way to go. I love the way it works, and this card can be so pretty in just so many different ways. So I think that's ready. So what we're going to do, we are going to put the A and B down on D first. So what you're going to do is start with A. We are going to pop off our adhesive. And grab your art glitter glue. And my little decorative, what do you call them, stopper toppers, it got really kind of out of shape, and the pen looked like it wanted to break off at the top. So until I can replace that pen, I just grabbed a regular straight pen that's stainless steel. You have to make sure it's stainless steel or it will rust your glue. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, before this glue dries, I am going to stand this up, or turn it over, and I am going to line that up perfectly straight, just like that. You don't want any overhang. You want it to be as straight as you can get it on that corner and on this edge. And then you're just going to take your bone folder and really burnish that down. So there's A. Now we're going to do the same thing with B. That's why it's good to mark these, because then you can keep up with what piece is where and what piece needs to go where. That is crucial. So like I said, I had such a fun time making this card. You know I'm going to lose my pen. I'm used to having that great old big stopper topper. So I'm going to have to see if I've got another one somewhere. And I'm sure I do. But for right now, we're going to go with this. Don't look at my nails, y'all. I still haven't done them. I've been busy, busy, busy. Even though we're not going anywhere, I have been busy around the house. I had to take care of my puppy dogs this morning. They needed grooming. And I don't take mine to the groomer. I do it myself. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to butt this right up to that piece. You see how I'm doing that? And then I'm going to make sure it lines up down here. I'm going to pick it up, and yep, that looked like it lined up perfect. Look at that. That's what you need it to look like. So I'm going to press that really good, come back with that bone folder, And now we're ready to do the top piece. Now I find it easier to turn this one over because this is going to go down just like this and adhere to these corners. So again, I'm going to work on my C, and all I'm going to do is, this time I am going to take both sides off. I'm not going to do one side at a time. And you're going to see just how quick this piece comes together. Really, your time is involved in cutting your layers. And I think what I might do to make this video a little quicker, I'm going to decorate one side, and then I'm going to cut all my pieces for the other side, maybe off camera. I think that'll make it go quicker. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this back around, making sure that my adhesive is to the top. And I am going to butt this down, lining up everything. I didn't put any super glue, art glitter glue on this. So let's get this out. I like this because it does give me that little bit of wiggle room if I need it. I'm going to roll that little bit of glue, or that tape that's hanging over right there, and we'll just roll that back in. Put my pen back in my glue. There we go. And now remember, that goes to the top, so you have it facing this way. Take it by the middle, butt it up, getting it perfectly even. And when you put it down, everything should line up perfectly. In a perfect world. Okay, let's go ahead and burnish this down. Making sure we got a good amount of now we're going to fold it out, because it's going to fold this way. Let's burnish it down. You really got to have a good crease on all of these folds for this card to flip like it's supposed to. And then this is going to go this way. And see, that looks like it's trying to hang right there. I think it's going to be okay though. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to burnish these down really good. You're going to get a workout on making this card, because you've got a lot of burnishing to do just to make sure that these folds are all like they should be. Then you're going to fold it this way. And again, we're going to get in there and work those fold lines. And then we're going to be back to our front. We know this is the front because we got our A and B on here. And then that's your C and D. And then when you fold it out this way, these are like the underneath pieces. And then you fold it out this way, and then you come back to your front. How simple was that? I thought that turned out really simple and rather fast. Now I am going to go off camera, and I'm going to cut all of my little pieces that I need to put on here, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to put those together. All you have to remember is the larger squares, like your A and B and your C and D, and then these two pieces and these two pieces. So you know that's going to be 2, 4, 6, is it 2, 4, 6, 8? Let's go back to the beginning. 2, 4, 6, 8. So you're going to need 8 squares. Now these are 3-inch squares right here. So we're going to cut those at 2 3/4. So we're going to need 2, 4, 6, 8. We're going to need 8 pieces that is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So I'm going to go and cut those, and I will come back, and then we will cut all of our pieces that are 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. So we'll be right back. I'll get those pieces cut, and then we'll come back and we'll go from there. So see you back in a minute. We are back now. Got the sound back up. What I did is I found this little pack of paper that is gorgeous. It has some foils in it, and this I picked up at Tuesday morning sometime back, and it was $2.99. I mean, you can't beat that. It's a little 6x6. It's put out by Amy Tangerine, and it is precious. It's 24 sheets of paper in here, and not all of them are foiled, but a lot of them are. So, and I also had a scrap left over from that yellow that I showed you earlier. And I cut 4 little squares off of that. Now I have all my pieces cut over here, and like I said, these pieces are cut at 2 3/4, and I do have a little piece of sticky, I guess it's temporary adhesive, and so I'm just going to lay these down and see if this is what I like, if I like the layout. And that one's going to go there. Now we're going to come back and glue these down once we get everything like we want it. But I just want to line them up and see how this is going to look. That's very pretty. And then I did cut 4 of the little ones, and I kind of got them stuck over here to the side. So let me pull these over. And do I want those like that or like this? I think I like it better like that. And I'm trying to decide because these flowers do have a right way and a wrong way to go down. So I think like this. And that one looks good. And now these little pieces are gold. And look, aren't they pretty? See them catch the light? And I'm going to put those down here and here. And these are cut at 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. This is so easy once you start putting it together, because everything just flows. Because you have 3 sizes of paper. You have these pieces, the larger squares, and then the little squares. So it makes it so simple to put this card together. Because your mats, but I would still say it's better to do 1 page at a time than to try to feel overwhelmed with doing 4 pages at one time. So that's going to be a page. And now let's turn it this way. And now we're going to need 4 of the 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. So I have those already cut over here. Actually, I'm going to break this up. I'm going to put, let's see what this one's going to be like this, I think. Let's see, did I put that down on the wrong side? No, it goes like this. Okay, this side is going to be here. That's one thing when you cut your pieces ahead of time, you can kind of get lost. But if you do this as you open your card, you will not get lost with it. Now those are going to go there. And then I cut this, which is on the front, and I used a scrap that was left over. And that's going to go there. And this one is going to go here. So I cut 2 of those. And now these are going to go on each corner. So 1 there, 1 there, 1 here. And see how that yellow picks up the yellow in the other pieces? And I think it just adds so much to it. I love that. Alright, let's go ahead and let's adhere those pieces down before we go any further. And then once we get those adhered, we'll go to the next spot. So I am going to go ahead and I think I'm going to put my little pieces down first. The reason I'm going to do that, these are hanging loose because they don't have any temporary adhesive on them, so they're kind of flying wild. So we're gonna get those adhered so they will be secure. And that needs to come over. This is crucial, getting your mats on nice and straight. Oh, it's such a fun card to make. I had so much fun. The one that I had put up that was kind of a fail. Like I said, I can't even show you that card now because it's already in the mail. But I do have pictures of it, so maybe I'll show some pictures. I thought it turned out absolutely lovely. And I did. As soon as I finished recording the video, I put that card in the mail to someone because I think they needed it. Okay, that's going to go there. Now we've got one more of these good here. And this is going to go right here. Now I'm going to go ahead and put these pieces down. Since we're already here and we're working on the card, let's just go ahead and adhere them. I love this paper. I think it's so pretty. You know, us paper crafters, we love ourselves some pretty paper. I love this two-way tape. This I picked up at Tuesday Mornings, and it's just called Glue Dot Adhesive, and it said it was a temporary adhesive. And oh my gosh, I'm going to miss this when it's gone, because I'm finding myself, you know, going to it quite often, because I can temporarily stick something down and come back and pull it up and then glue it down when I'm ready to, and that's a game changer right there. Okay, so now let's go ahead and pull these up, and let's get some glue on these. And I'm going to put that down right there. Oh, those birds are so cute. Actually, I have somebody in mind for this card. It's funny how when you make cards, you see certain people in the card, and you just kind of feel like you know who you want to send it to. And I love that. I always love making cards for people. That's why we paper craft. Now we're going to fold this out, and look at this. We already have, this side is done, so we just need here, 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 and here. So, let's see where I'm at. Did I not get those pieces? I didn't cut those pieces. Oh no. Okay, what I want to do is, I do have a couple more pieces here and here. Let me just turn those over. And I've got some pieces here. Let's see, do we want to put those stripes down right here? They could be pretty there. Okay, let's go with that. Okay, I'm not committing to that just yet. Let's see how these will look. I think I have one more of those. Yeah, I do. And do I want those to go like that? I think I do. And like this. And I don't think I got all my pieces cut. I think I'm going to put one of these here. And I've got 3 more of these. So let's put those here. Y'all hear my phone? It is always dinging, dinging and danging. Sometimes I get so tired of it, but I get a lot of messages from different folks, and I kind of run my business off of my little smartphone, along with my computer. I do use my laptop quite a bit, but I get notifications to other YouTubers. Alright, so I see what I need to do now. I had a makeshift card over here that I kind of stuck stuff to, but it did not turn out real well, so I'm not using it. Okay, now we need 4 little ditties right here. So, and these are going to be the 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. So let's go ahead and stick these down. Oops, don't throw your glue around. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm hoping this video is going to be shorter than the one that I made before, because I was kind of working my way through the card, and you know how it is the first time you make something. You can always make it faster and a little better the second go round, it seems like. But I still think that card turned out gorgeous. Okay, that looks good there. Now I need to decide what I want to go, and I got some other little pieces of paper in here. So I'm wondering, do we want to do the little birdies down here in the corners? That would be pretty, and it would coordinate with that pink. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's cut this off. Let me put my pen back in my glue. And I'm going to grab my trimmer. We're just going to cut off a strip of this. Yeah, this does need to separate, so we're going to cut a strip of this off at 1 1/4. Just like that. And then we're going to do 1 1/4 until we get 4 of these. Here's 1 and 2. And 3. These little birds are so stinking cute. I love how colorful they are. Reminds me of the Caribbean, or the Caribbean. I don't know. How do you say it? Caribbean. It's all the same. Okay, those go right there, and we got a little scrap left over. That's all right. Now I want to go ahead and get these glued down. And let's see which direction I need those to go. I think they need to go in this direction. So I'm going to burnish this down really good. And then we're going to go ahead and open up the glue again. And I'm going to put these right here, and we're going to center them up. Make sure if you're using pattern paper, you pay attention to your orientation. Like I got birds, I don't want them sideways and upside down and different directions. I want them to go in the direction that the card unfolds in. So, you know, just kind of be mindful of that. And another thing you could do if you wanted to, you could do this card in 2 or 3 solid colors and decorate it in solids, and then use a stamp set and stamp sentiments all through it. We're also going to put some sentiments in here. So it's not going to be just a matted card like this. We got some other little ditties to do. Okay, so this one needs to be adhered. So I'm going to go ahead and you see what I mean about doing it page by page, because it's not so overwhelming if you have to cut 4 of these and 2 of these and put it down. It does get a little hairy if you're having to cut 8 of these and 16 to 14 of these and 8 of the other. It can be a little intimidating, but if you just take it 1 page at a time, it makes it so much easier, and you're not as frustrated with it. Or at least that's the way I roll. Do y'all roll like that? Oops, I got glue on the paper. Oh, I guess glue's supposed to go on paper, right? I just prefer mine to go under it, not on top of it. Glue on my fingers, but that's okay. If art glitter glue was a beauty treatment, my skin would be so soft. Because I roll this stuff off of me, it seems like. I'm constantly washing my hands, which is probably a good thing right now, because that's what they keep telling us, wash your hands, wash your hands. So my hands are dry, and I have lotion every day, but I'm washing them so much. I mean, I've got some bad places on my hands right now from just where I've kept them in water so much, washing and cleaners. We don't go out to go to the store without taking disinfectant wipes, and I wipe down everything I touch. I'm constantly wiping the buggy, and I don't know about y'all, but I'll be glad when life resumes back to normal. And then you have to question yourself, what is normal? What's normal for one person may not be normal for someone else, and vice versa. Normal for me is being able to go to the craft stores whenever I want to, and going to get my hair cut when it needs it. And those are things I can't do right now, and I'm not happy. Okay, here's our card finally. We have got this done. Let's see if I can zoom y'all out a little bit. Look at that. Oh, did I not? I didn't adhere these down. Wait a minute, we're not done. I thought I was done. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, and this one's going to go right here. This is our front, so hopefully we're done. We'll see in a minute. We'll flip this card and make sure everything's adhered, and then we can decide what we want to put on it as far as some decorations. I'm definitely I'm feeling butterflies on this one for some reason. Do y'all think butterflies would be a good thing? Now, one thing you have to remember in making one of these cards, you cannot use anything with dimension. Everything pretty much has to be glued down flat, because the mechanisms will not work if you've got bulk in it. So this is a card that's got to be a flat card. This is the most fun part of this card, is the decorating it. Of course, I like watching it come together when it folds. I love it. Okay, we got that down. Now, I got these bottom ones. Yep. I didn't think we were done yet. That was way too quick. Okay, this one down right here. And I am just baffled at what could have happened with my sound on my video, because I was editing it last night pretty late so that I could make sure it went up today, and I don't know what happened. But that one is gone now. I deleted it, and we are moving on. Onward and upward. Okay, there's the front of our card. There's our next piece. I think it should go like this. Yeah, this, and then this, and then like this, and then back to this. Is that not gorgeous? I love this card. Now I can see some butterflies on here, but I did something with the one yesterday that I loved, and that was I cut some little squares using a small die. I'm going to look and see if I can find it. As soon as I get my pen back in my glue, it was actually my square dies. So I'm going to reach over here. I have a little box and I keep my circles, scallops, ovals, rectangles, and squares because I reach for those all the time. It was this little die right here, and I cut it and put it on like a diamond, and it was stitched, and it was stinking adorable. So I'm thinking that I may want to do something like that on this, but I'm trying to think what color paper do I want to put that on. If I want to stamp a butterfly, I need something light. So what about pink? I think a pink would be beautiful in there. So let me go find some pink. I know I've got scraps of pink, and I'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and while I was gone, I went ahead and cut these little pieces out and actually stamped them with this little butterfly. And this butterfly is, I hope you can see that. This is a Stampin' Up! Stamp set that I got this from. And it is called Beauty Abounds. And this is a beautiful stamp set. You've got these beautiful flowers. You've got the hello for you, thanks, a friend of someone who chooses you. This has just a lot of really beautiful sentiments on it. I love this one. Our friendship isn't one big thing, it's a million little things. And I thought, how cute would that be to stamp on here for our focal point on our card. And I believe that this stamp will fit. Let's check and see. And it will. And that'd be so pretty stamped in a black so that it really pops. And then on the other side I'm going to put It's a Million Little Things, because this would make a beautiful friendship card, or just for someone you want them to know that you're thinking of them. So we're going to stamp that on here. And I found these little flowers. These are actually scalloped ovals. And it has this little one, and I think if we cut one out of a color paper and then did this out of a different color and put it in the center, this is going to look like a flower, I think. We're going to try it and see. But I did stamp the butterflies for the for here. I think this was the side. What was it? Trying to figure out which way I had it going. Okay, this side. I thought these were so cute, and I think with that little square, I used this little square right here, and it's stitched, and I thought, how cute will they be right there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those down before we go any further, and then we're going to continue decorating this card. I'm real excited to see the finished product now. It's always nice when you're coming down to the end of a project. And I already had someone to contact me and wanted to know what happened to my video. So yes, I did take it down. I do apologize, but I didn't want to leave anything up that was not correct and have me putting my best foot forward. Because I always want to bring y'all good content, and I want it to be things that you can understand and follow. So I'm hoping that this card is one of those projects. So I am excited that everybody was wanting to know, and that y'all were interested in making it. That makes me feel really good and very positive, because I was afraid that a lot of you would say this seems too complicated. It's really, really not. Once you get in here and start making it, it is not a complicated card. Now we're going to need something to go on here. And I'm thinking maybe one up and one down, like that. And we would put a little sentiment. A friend is someone who chooses you out of a whole world of people. I love that. And I think it's going to fit on that. Where's my little... You know, if y'all ever get any Stampin' Up! Stamps from me, and once you put your little sticky portion on the back of them, if you have trouble, and it's only for the cling stamps, if you have trouble getting them off, use a spatula, something that you can run under the edge, just enough to lift it. You don't want to tear off that adhesive. And it does want to hang, but you can pull it off like that. Okay, I'm going to put these up here and get this one off. And I think that's going to fit on there really well. We'll see. I think it will make a statement. And I thought about, and I've done this before, I thought about punching this out of this real pretty pink. Let's see if we can get two of them out of here. We'll do one right here. And this is the pretty label punch. And again, Stampin' Up. So I'm going to punch one there and one here. And what I'm going to do is cut these in half. I like to put them in my trimmer to cut them, and I'll tell you why. It does give you a little bit better angle, but if you feel comfortable with cutting with a pair of scissors, you can very easily whack that with a pair of scissors. But I think I put so much work in this. I really want this to turn out perfect. And I am going to bring this over here. I want to make sure that's going to fit, and I believe it is. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. Let me grab a stamp block. Get this lined up where I want it. Just like that. I always check the back of my stamps to see if the ink looks like it's gotten all over it. I'm going to move that ink over here because I do not want to put my arm in it. Alright, I'm going to bring this over where I can get right in the center of it. Hopefully y'all aren't getting my head, but I want you to see what I'm doing as well. I'm just going to put a nice firm pressure on there. A friend is someone who chooses you out of a whole world of people. I love that. And you know, that sentiment goes both ways, because we didn't become friends with one another, you know, by chance. I'm your friend because you're my friend, and you're my friend because I'm your friend. And that's just the way it goes. And we are so blessed to have each other. Okay, I'm going to ink this one up. And I'm going to stamp this one right in the middle. Let me check my stamp. Let's tap it a couple more times. I love that. So pretty. Alright. Your friend is someone who chooses you out of a whole world of people. Now I'm going to put this flat down, but I'm going to use some snail or my adhesive, my tape runner, my ATG. The reason for that, this is thin, very thin paper, and I don't want to take the chance of putting liquid glue on it and it warp. So anytime you're using paper and not cardstock, think about that. This might be, let's see, this one's going to go on the bottom, right about there. Isn't that pretty? And then we'll put some here and some there. I love it. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous, y'all? So pretty. Okay, let's go back to our front. And on this piece, I am going to put this and this. And we're going to stamp this sentiment. Our friendship isn't one little thing, or one big thing. It's a million little things. I love this stamp set. So if you're interested in picking up one of these stamp sets from Stampin' Up, I will definitely link my webpage in the video below. And if you want to go over there and pick those up, that would be great. And this navy blue cardstock that I made this out of, it's called Midnight. It is Brutus Monroe, and I do have that in my store. And I am running a 15% off sale now through the 19th, I believe. And this is a stay in and craft sale. So I think it's going to be good. You know, we need things to do. We need supplies. If you can't find you can't find anything in the stores because only the grocery stores are open, and Walmart, and even here they're talking about roping off the stores and only allow you to shop for the absolute essentials. And they don't think crafting supplies are essential, but you know what? I do. That's wonky. I'm going to have to restamp that. It's over that way too far. I'll have to cut another piece of that because I want this to be well, I won't say perfect because I'm definitely not perfect and what I do is not perfect, but I want it to be straight. Let's put it that way. Let's try that again. And hopefully this will be better. Yep, that looks much better. I need to get my little stamping chamois, and it's, yeah, it is wet. I need to clean some of these stamps off, y'all. And we might as well do this one while we're at it. And this one. I love this little stamping chamois, or simply chamois. I never say it right. I guess I'm not being a very good Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, am I? Well, y'all all know I'm new. I'm new at this, and I will learn the names of all the products as we go. Okay, our friendship isn't one big thing. We're going to cut another one of these so we can stamp It's a Million Little Things. Look at that. I love it. I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of this. Again, I'm using my tape runner because I don't want to take this to warp with glue. Okay, y'all give me just a minute. I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and cut this other piece and get it ready to stamp. Okay, everybody, I'm back, and I think we might get this card together. I went ahead and cut another one of these little, this comes from Gina Marie die, and this die set is called, oh, that's not my circles, that's my squares. And this one is called, it comes with that many sizes plus this one. I haven't cleaned this one out yet, but I'll lay it back on there so you can see. And it is called Islet Elegant Circle Die, Gina Marie Designs. So if you look up Gina Marie, you'll find her website, and you can go over and order any of her dies. A lot of her dies that I have are from that website. I love her dies; they're beautiful. So I wanted to let you know where I got that die from, in case you were wondering. These little squares, I've had these forever. I don't know, they're just a stitched square die set, and I think if you collect dies, more than likely you have some little squares that would work for something similar to this. And again, you do not have to make your card exactly like mine. You can decorate it and make it any way you like. But there we go. And we're going to get this stamped. Nice even pressure. And there we go. Now we can go ahead and put some adhesive on here. And this is good to go. I am going to let it dry just a little bit because I don't want to smudge it. Why don't we just leave it there for a minute. And let's go ahead and turn. We have finished this one. And now we need to do this one. Now I did cut out of the, this is Rouge, and it's a Brutus Monroe cardstock as well. And I'm not sure if I've sold out of that one or not. But I did have that in my store. I haven't looked to see. But you can head over to randomaxofcrafting.com, and I'll have the link for that below as well. And like I said, I am running a little sale. So what I want to do here is I want to make these little makeshift flowers by using these little scalloped stitched circles. And I think they're so stinking cute. So all I'm going to do is put just a smidgen of glue right in the middle, just like that. And I am going to attempt to pick those up with my little jewel picker. Oh, that didn't work too good, did it? Well, let's see if we can move it over and get it in the center. That worked. I need to take my jewel picker to the sink and clean it. I think it's picked up lint or dust or something. And it's not as sticky as it used to be, and it doesn't want to grab stuff like it once did. But you know what? It's okay. I can clean it up. No biggie. Alright, there is 3 of our flowers, and this is the 4th one. So let's put a little glue on it. Like I said, you just need a dot. You don't want to overdo this by no means. Oh, so cute. Now I am going to put glue on the back of these. And I'm just going to drop them right in the middle. And this is totally different than the first one I made because in the way that I'm decorating it. And yeah, make it yours. That's the most important thing. So right here and here. Now I want to put a message or something in here, but I'm not real sure what I want to do. Maybe I want to do just some butterflies. Maybe I'll just stamp some butterflies in there. These are gorgeous. Maybe one here and one down there. What do y'all think? Trying to figure out whether or not a butterfly will stamp here, because it is a little bumpy. We're going to try it, okay? You don't know if you don't try, right? That's what I always say. Hopefully that will stamp. Or we could do, Decisions. Let me try this. I'm going to try. I'm so indecisive. I just want this to come out good. And I'm wondering if I put this on here. And then use a circle die to punch him out. Or punch. I've got some circle punches and I've got some scallop punches. So let's see if we can grab a punch and we'll punch him out, and then we can actually put him, you know, one up here and one down there. And I think that will be very, very pretty. So I'll get my little chamois again because I need to clean out the stamp. Okay. I'll turn back to my glue before I lose it. And now we can find a punch. Okay, I went ahead and found a 1-inch punch, and I am going to put a butterfly there and a butterfly here, and I think that's all I want to do on this piece. So I am going to use some more glitter glue, and then I'm just going to put like I said, you want to make sure everything is flat on this card, because it needs to have the space to fold and open like it should. And this worked out really good. This, like I said, was a 1-inch circle punch. I did not have a 1-inch scallop, and I had a 3/4 and I had a 1 1/2, but I need a 1-inch, so I'll have to put that on my list of things I need. Okay, things I want. All right, now we have this side. I want to do something in a hot pink on this side because I think it needs something dramatic. But before I go any further, I want to go ahead and put this down. We're almost done. We are getting there. So, there we go. And we got that on there. And this side is done. And this side is done. And now all we have to do is concentrate on this side, and we will have this card finished. So I am thinking, I've got these little, what did I do with the other ones? Oh, I was actually going to put these on here, but you know what? These will be perfect over here. Right here. So let's see. It goes like this, like that, and this is the side that we're working on. So we can actually stamp another message on these two, and then we can call this done. I think it's turned out really pretty. I love all the elements and the colorfulness of it. I think it's just gorgeous. So I would love a little bit of yellow on this card as well. And I'm thinking maybe we're going to cut, I still have a little bit of this yellow paper. So I'm going to cut another one of the little rings. And I'm not even going to come over and do this on camera. I'm going to do it off because, like I said, it's just running it through the die cut machine. And here is our little flower. Aren't they so cute? And then we need a little piece of the pink. Maybe we'll do this white pink. I might even do a punch. Oh, you know what else we could do? Nah, I think I'm going to go with the little punch. I'm really not finding, maybe this one. I wonder if we could do a heart. A heart would be cute. Maybe stuck right over top of that. I don't know. Nah. I think I just want something here and here, or maybe even leave this to write who the card is from. To so-and-so, from so-and-so. That would be wonderful. And you know what? The stamp set that I'm using, what did I do with it? Has a for you, and we could do for you, and then I could put here, sign my name, and this card would be ready. So let's try that. We're gonna put this punch up. I thought second, the heart's a little bit too big unless I was putting it in the middle, and I don't want it there. So let's cut another one of these little flowers. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to Do them up like that, and then do 2 more over there. I'm thinking I'm just going to tear off a piece of this paper and put it down. You know, it's paper, and as long as we don't have a raw edge on what we're doing, this is all scrap paper anyway, so, you know, I love to use my scraps up. So there we go, there's that one. And I'm going to cut 1 more of those. And we're going to do them 1 up and 1 down on each side. Now I do need a little center. I'm thinking that I might have a little punch that can give me a little tiny hole. I do. This will work right here. And I need that hot pink. And I want y'all to look at this. I have used that piece to the max. Okay, I have had interruption after interruption, but all I have done is put my little middle in my flowers. I haven't adhered them down yet. I did get a couple of the middles adhered. So I've got the other 2. Let's see, that one's down. I'm going to go ahead and glue these down as I go. Set my phone back over there. And that is so pretty. I love these little, I had never used these to make flowers out of, but when I saw them I thought, what a great thing to do. Just punch a little middle to go in it and voila, we have a flower. So I am loving the way these look. So you know, you never know what you can do. It's like a tried and true type thing. You know, you just have to try things. And you don't know if you don't try. It's just like I tell so many people when I hear the comment that this is too hard, I could never do this. You can't if you tell yourself you can't. So be encouraged and, you know, never say you can't. Always say, well, I'm going to try. And even if you don't get it right the first time, have a little determination and try it again. I very seldom get everything right the first time. I try things over and over and over, sometimes before I even bring them to my channel. And I think all of us creators do that. You know, we don't just come up with things off the wall. I'm going to put these in the middle. I think I really like them in the middle. And a stamp set. And I'm going to put for you, and then I can put their name under it. Let's pull this off of here. And I'm going to do this up a little bit because I'm going to write their name under this in my handwriting. For you. And I think I'm going to do a little temporary adhesive on here until I get ready to send the card. And I think the reason I want to do that is I can take this off and write their name on it, because it's going to be a little wonky to try to write on top of all these layers. And I'm going to do the same thing with this because I want to sign my name. But this way y'all can see exactly what this card is going to look like, how beautiful it is. I am loving this card design. So let's put my pen and my glue. And I got a mess on my desk, y'all. I have made a mess. But you know what? You're not crafting if you're not making a mess, right? Exactly. And my pen does not want to go back in my glue because my glue's got clumpy. But that's okay. I will get it. There it went. Alright, so let's go back over to the front of this card, and it starts out here. I'm going to move some of this stuff off to the side. Hopefully I'll be able to find everything and put things back where they belong. I'm going to pull everything off of my little work surface here, so we can just kind of home in on this card. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? I look like I'm a little wonky here. Our friendship isn't one big thing. It's a million little things. A friend is someone who chooses you out of a whole world of people. Flowers and butterflies, how beautiful. For you, and I'll be from me. So, and then we're back to the beginning. Gorgeous card. Thank y'all for hanging with me. Hopefully we will not have the hiccups that we had in the other video. And this one will go smooth in my editing. And we'll go from there. So again, I want to thank you so much for tuning in once again in all of the turmoil and what have you that I went through with trying to get this card up. I love y'all so much, and I thank you, and I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless you. Stay safe, stay well, and until we craft again, let everything you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven, for He is so worthy. I love you, and we'll craft again soon. Bye-bye.